Bem-vindos ao nosso espaço, um mergulho profundo nos assuntos mais interessantes de esportes, ciências e temas gerais do momento. Aqui você vai encontrar conteúdo de qualidade, com análises empolgantes e descobertas fascinantes que vão expandir seus horizontes. Nossa missão é trazer informação relevante de forma dinâmica e descontraída. Queremos que você faça parte dessa jornada incrível de conhecimento e diversão. Se gostar do nosso conteúdo, não esqueça de deixar seu like e se inscrever no canal para não perder nenhuma novidade. Ative o sininho também. Aproveite!
If you love science, don't forget to like and subscribe. Deep inside the winding, pitch-black labyrinths of caves like Lascaux in France or Altamira in Spain, there exists a mystery that was hidden in plain sight for tens of thousands of years. For decades, archaeologists focused primarily on the visual splendor of the charcoal and ochre animals galloping across the stone walls. They marveled at the perspective, the movement, and the sheer artistry of our Paleolithic ancestors. However, they were missing a fundamental dimension of the experience, the sound. Recent breakthroughs in a field called Archaeoacoustics have revealed that these ancient galleries weren't just chosen for their smooth surfaces or their hidden locations. Instead, there is a startling, direct correlation between where the art is placed and how sound behaves in that specific spot. Welcome to the discovery of the Paleoacoustic map. The primary pioneer of this theory is Igor Reznikov, a musicologist and researcher who made a stunning discovery while exploring the caves of the Arij region in the late 1980s. Reznikov noticed something strange as he navigated the dark tunnels. He wasn't just looking at the walls, he was singing to them. By using his voice as a form of biological sonar, he discovered that the density of paintings in any given gallery was almost always proportional to its acoustic resonance. In the narrow, silent passages where sound fell flat, there was rarely any art. But in the grand chambers where a single hum could vibrate through your entire chest, the walls were covered in bison, horses, and mammoths. It appears our ancestors were not just painters, they were sound engineers mapping a hidden world of echoes. In some caves, Reznikov found that the relationship was so precise that if you stood in a pitch-black corridor and hummed until you hit the resonant frequency of the space, you would find yourself standing directly in front of a painting once the torch was lit. Even more fascinating are the tiny red dots found in many European caves. These simple, enigmatic marks are often located in the most acoustically active niches of a cave. Small alcoves that amplify sound like a natural megaphone. These dots likely acted as markers, signaling to others that this was a place where the spirits could be heard, or where the cave itself would speak back to the observer. In some instances, the resonance is so strong that even a low whistle can trigger a thunderous response from the stone walls. But why go to all this trouble? The answer might lie in the immersive nature of ancient rituals. When you combine total sensory deprivation, the cold, the damp, and the absolute darkness of a deep cave, with powerful, low-frequency sound, the human brain begins to react in extraordinary ways. Low frequencies, especially those near the 8 to 12 Hz range, can trigger feelings of awe, dread, or even auditory hallucinations. To a Paleolithic hunter-gatherer, the resonance of the cave wasn't just physics, it was a connection to the divine. This was an early form of virtual reality. By using bone flutes and skin drums, they could create a soundscape that transformed the stone walls into a living, breathing environment. There is also a beautiful logic to the choice of subjects. Research has shown that in chambers with high resonance that creates a deep, booming echo, you are more likely to find paintings of large, hooved animals like bison or mammoths. When someone would have beaten a drum or stamped their feet in these specific halls, the resulting echo would have mimicked the thundering sound of a stampeding herd. The cave became a prehistoric cinema, where the flickering light of animal fat lamps made the painted animals seem to move, while the acoustics provided the roaring soundtrack of the plains. Conversely, in higher-pitched areas, researchers often find paintings of birds or smaller animals, suggesting a deliberate pairing of visual and auditory data. This paleoacoustic mapping suggests that the prehistoric mind viewed the world as a unified sensory experience. They didn't separate art from music or space from spirituality. The cave was a living instrument, a giant lithophone that could be played by those who knew its secrets. By painting at the points of highest resonance, they were essentially pinning their visions to the sounds of the underworld. It forces us to rethink our definition of primitive. These people understood the complex geometry of their environment with a precision that we are only now beginning to measure with modern parabolic microphones and digital frequency modeling. As we look back at these singing walls, we realize that the first maps ever created by humans might not have been maps of geography, but maps of frequency. They were charting the invisible, using sound to navigate the dark and find the points where the veil between their world and the next was thinnest. The next time you see a photo of a cave painting, don't just look at it, try to imagine the sound. The echoes of 30,000 years ago are still there, trapped in the limestone, waiting for the right note to wake them up. For more incredible facts like this, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications.